and welcome to Cruise 5. Today, we're talking to Burning Spear, Winston Rodney. Welcome to Malawi. I know I'm late in welcoming you to Malawi, but welcome to Malawi.
Yeah.
If two people came in this room and someone said Winston Rodney and another one said Burning Spear, who would get your attention first?
Both is cool with me.
Yeah,
Winston Rodney or Burning Spear,
Yes.
it's cool.
Burning Spear. Every Malawian knows you as Burning Spear.
Yeah.
And we had to discover that Burning Spear is not your name, you're actually Winston, it's Winston Rodney, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But it's a pleasure to meet you, and one more time, welcome to Malawi.
Yes, sir.
I know that you've been busy. You had an appointment with His Majesty. Tell us about the experience meeting the President of Malawi.
It was good. It's a very laid-back man.
Yes.
You know, he's cool.
Yes.
You know, I think he loves who he is.
Yeah.
The president. And, you know, we spoke a little.
Yeah.
He telling me about from when he been listening to the music, like from,
He knows your music?
Yeah, he was listening to my music and reggae music for a long time.
Wow.
From he was going to school.
Yes.
You know, and it was good as he could identify the music, and at the end of some time he ended up meeting the man who
Behind the music.
yeah,
Absolutely.
the man behind the music.
It's always a pleasure to meet someone who you've been listening to
Oh,
for
yeah.
a long time, and you follow their music and you finally meet them in person. And I understand you gave him a present.
Yeah, I gave him, you know, I bring one of my favorite guitar,
Yes.
you know, for him, and I gave it to him, and he appreciates, he likes it, you know, and the president is a real man.
Yes.
It's my first time meeting a president,
Yeah.
you know, and it was good for me knowing that my first time meeting a president is a president from Africa.
Yes.
We're in Hyman originate also from Africa,
Yes.
you know, and ending up in Jamaica, basing up on the slave trade at that time,
Yes.
before our time.
Yes.
You know, so it was good. He speaks some nice things, and
Yeah.
you can see that he care about his country and his people.
Yeah.
You know, basing up on how he spoke, he expressed himself.
Great.
And I think having a president like that, he got a lot of good plan. You know, after listening to him, I can see that him really care about his presidentship and his people and his country.
Yes.
And that was good.
Great. And you also went to a local school, I understand.
Huh?
You went to a local secondary school.
Yeah. We went to the school. That was fun.
Yes.
You know,
they're young kids there.
Yeah, kids.
Did you find anybody who knows your music? They're really young. There's a huge generational gap between you and them.
Yeah, we make a little presentation for the kids and
Yes.
give them some books and stuff like that, and
Yes.
everybody was feeling happy, feeling
Great.
pleased. A big thank you, and
Yes.
that was clean.
Wonderful. Wonderful. A lot of Malawians have always wanted to know where you got the name Burning Spear from. I understand you got it from the former president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta?
Yeah, that's where the name came from. You know, a elderly man, he was listening to me singing,
Yes.
and he thought the way I was singing, it should be a name like Burning Spear. So I was Burning Spear.
Wow.
I never heard about that name before.
Yes.
And then, you know, he sit me down and explained to me who was Burning Spear and what Burning Spear was standing up for.
Yes.
You know, I realized that the first Republican president for Kenya,
Yes.
you know, was called Burning Spear.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, that's the name.
Did you ever get to meet him though?
No, I went to Kenya, but I didn't get to meet him. But my first time going to Kenya was very excited.
Yes.
You know, I love everything about what take place back in Kenya at that time.
Yes, yes, yes. Between Burning Spear and Winston Rodney, who do you like more?
It's the same person.
It's the same person.
Yeah,
right?
one person.
One person.
Yeah.
Great. You have done phenomenal music, but we just wanted to look back at you growing up as a child. I understand you're from Jamaica. Tell me about your upbringing. How was life like growing up in Jamaica?
It was good, you know. I just grew up as a young person, you know, and as I say, I wasn't thinking about music. You know, I was going about my business, doing different things.
Yeah.
But growing up in Jamaica, it was good. It was excited.
Yes.
You know, I myself was listening to a lot of other artists before I get started.
Yes. Did you always want to do music, or you never thought you would do music?
The music?
Yes. How did you start doing music?
How did I start?
Yes.
As I say, I start on the beach.
Yeah.
There was a beach where the Marcus Garvey Youth Club used to locate it.
Okay.
You know, and that beach it called some time ago Keelonga Beach.
Okay.
So I were there. I used to clean clothes.
Yeah.
So meanwhile taking care of cleaning the clothes, I was like playing on the table.
Yeah.
You know,
beating a drum.
Yeah, a drum. Singing about "Door Peep shall not enter this old land." That was the first song where Wise and Truman stand sipping from this upful cup of peace.
Yes.
You know, and it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Then at some time, I think I'm ready to do a recording.
Yeah.
So I ended up in the opposite part of the parish, which is St. Ann, where Bob is from, Iman is from, and Marcus Garvey is from.
Wow.
And I asked Bob, how can I get started, or where could I go? And he asked me if I know Kingstown. I say, not that much.
Yeah.
He told me to go to 13 Brentford Road and tell Mr. Dad he sent me.
Yeah.
And I went there and I told Mr. Dad, just as he said.
Yeah.
Mr. Dad listened to my song and he liked my song, which is Door Peep, and I went back the Monday and do my first record.
Wow. Just like that?
Yeah.
And boom, a music career was born.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're talking to Burning Spear on Cruise 5, Winston Rodney. I will be asking you to select some of your favorite songs. I want you to select the first one for me, whether it's your song or any other song that you like from anywhere in the world.
My song?
Any song that you like. Any song.
There's a lot of songs where I'm on like, you know, from various artists.
Okay.
There's so many songs we have been liked by high.
You talked about Dodd and Studio One. Studio One is big. It's where reggae music was born and grew. Tell us more about Studio One, because I think it has a huge influence on reggae music in Jamaica.
There was a lot of other studio at that time, but Studio One was the #1.
Yes.
You know, and everybody wanted to go to Studio One.
Yes.
You know, that's where Bob were.
Yeah.
You know, Bob comes up in Studio One.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of other artists like Eptones, you name it, a long line of artists come through Studio One. So when I ended up there, I became one of those great artists too.
Yeah. And you, starting off like that, tell me how your music career grew after you did your first album at Studio One. How did you find it to make it in music the way you have?
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy?
Nah.
Not at all.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you work, you don't get no pay. You know, but it seemed like I wasn't working for the money.
Yeah.
It seemed like I was working for the people.
Yes.
And up to this day, I'm still working for the people.
Yes.
Well, possible without the people, I wouldn't be here today. So I'm here because of the people, the small people, the masses, the dregs of society, the majority.
Yes.
You know, I'm here for the people as one people. You know, for it's a tour, and it gets started back in the state, included Europe, and now we're wrapping up in Africa.
Yes.
One People Tour 2024.
Great. Listening to your music, the instrumentation, one just listens to the song even before you sing, and they know that's Burning Spear there. But still, the lyrics are powerful. And what I want to know is, do you write your own songs, or you've got other people who write songs for you? How do you manage that? Where do you get the inspiration to do the music that you do?
All songs created by High.
Okay.
The first step to all putting a song together, it's the melody. And you store your melody until when you can store your melody for a long time. You can be working on a song for 2-3 years. You know, right now I'm working on 4 melodies, going like 4 years now.
You keep them here?
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yes.
Everything gets started there.
4 melodies, 4 different melodies, and
Yeah,
you're just storing them somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Like shelves in your brain.
And I never forget my melody.
You don't at all?
No, you can't.
Wow. Do you dream about them? How does that happen to you, to just come up with these melodies?
It came.
Yeah.
You never look for melody.
Okay.
You never look for lyrics.
Yes.
And I just don't know when it's going to come. But when it came, I have to store it.
Yes.
So I've been storing for a long time, and it reached a point where I need to sing.
Yes.
So here comes the studio. So we go to the studio, and you lay your melody down. So you save it. Yes. Now it's in store.
Yeah.
When you're ready to do the voicing, then you take your melody out, and then you attach your vocal to that melody, and here comes the song.
Yeah. You left Jamaica, though, for the United States of America?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why you did that.
I don't leave Jamaica. I'm just living in New York.
Why did you live in New York and not in Jamaica? Why did you decide
That
to
is how the business goes.
Okay.
Not only music business,
All
but
right.
business in general.
Yes.
You can come from here, but you're doing business in the state.
Yes.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's just business.
Yeah.
You have to go where the business is at.
Okay. Did you notice any change in the business when you moved to
But
New York?
there's a lot of changing since that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't think of going back to Jamaica to live in there?
I always go back to Jamaica.
Okay.
Even when I'm here right now, I'm in Jamaica. But that's the way it is.
Yes.
It's like, I know that I originate from Africa.
Yes.
And regardless, I live in Jamaica. I will never forget that I originate in
Yeah.
Africa. You got to remember where you're coming from.
Yes.
But that's our history.
Yeah.
Africa is our history.
Yes. Have you ever checked where exactly you came from Africa, though? I've always wanted to know. Did you ever trace your origins to somewhere, or you just look at the whole of Africa as your home?
Africa is the foundation.
Yes.
Yes, we have East, West, North, and South, but
Yes.
it's one Africa.
I know.
Mama.
Yes. Did you find out where exactly from Africa you come from?
Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to Ghana?
Yeah, I go Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana is good.
Great.
Yeah.
Winston Rodney. You know him as Burning Spear, live here on Cruise 5. When you started off doing reggae music, and I mean you've done music for a long time, up to now, would you say the music is the same, or it has been changing, it has been evolving?
No, the music has changed.
Yeah.
The music has changed just as how people will be changing.
Yes.
For people change.
Yeah.
For today, where we are now, it wasn't looking like this.
Yeah.
from a earlier time.
Yes.
So the music always change.
Yes.
Different music, different arrangement, different lyrics.
Yes.
That's the way it goes
Yeah.
with music.
Okay.
You know,
Is it a good change or a bad change?
it's good.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Because I noticed that there's a significant shift in the message in reggae songs. The songs that your generation used to do and the songs that this generation is doing, there seems to be a bit of a shift in the messaging. I don't know if you would agree with that.
There's a shift.
Yes?
In my works, there's no shift.
Yes?
For when I put a song together, it stay together.
Yes?
And I've been creating songs for many years now. I create so many songs, and I really look on Africa different from other places within my putting song together. We look at a song like "Don't Look Back on Your Loss is Africa." Don't look back now.
Yes.
If you come together, you can gain more than what you lost,
Yeah.
which is true.
Yeah.
Everything about the music and the people live up to the leaders.
Yeah.
Like Madam or Sir. Open your eyes as wide as you can.
Yeah.
So you can identify your people from a distance. So therefore your people also will identify themselves. No misunderstanding. It's Mama.
Because in some of, I know it's just you doing music, but you're talking about reggae, original, and one wonders whether you think the originality, the original flavor of reggae has been maintained. We understand things change because times are changing, but sometimes it changes to a point where you can't recognize the music anymore. You're like, that doesn't sound like the reggae that we used to do back then. And that's just what I wanted to understand from you.
Well, the music been through phases, and some people see the music different from some people.
Yes.
And some people thought this music is better than this music. And that is another part of the music business. To me, it's not about what sounding better from what don't sounding good.
Okay.
To me, the music is the music. And there's a lot of music where people can feed off, and when you as the listener, the people can feed off of music, which is good. It became a guideline, for the people. It's like we went to the school today, and I was just singing a line and having them doing the background, meanwhile singing.
Yes.
And it was excited.
Yeah.
But I was asking myself a question. How much the kids been told about African history.
Yes.
If that is part of the whole thing in school back in Africa.
Yes.
I was asking myself that question. But it's very important for the kids to learn about the history of Africa.
Yeah.
So these kids will pass it on to their kids. And when their kids grow up, they will pass it on to their kids, and their kids will pass it on to their kids. So it's a generation thing, getting that full understanding about Africa, about, where, people like where black people originate from, regardless East, West, North, or South Africa. It's one people.
Do you think as Africans we are not proud enough to be what we are? That maybe we wish we were something else than being black and African?
Of course, Africa is proud, but everything lead back to the leaders in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. The leaders is the controller. They control everything. So that's why I use the word and say, for a leader, Mother Mercy, to open their eyes, so that people's eyes can be open too. And the people will be able to identify each other from a distance without no misunderstanding. So we all know where we're coming from. We are not ashamed of our history or the things that take place along the way. Those years, many years before I and you. So it's very important to have a subject in school on Africa, in every school throughout Africa. So the generation what coming up will get the full understanding about where they're coming from, or they people is coming from. But Mama, from the first time Africa was invaded, that's when we all start to feel our pain.
Interesting stuff. And you have always had interesting thoughts about Africa and the originality of black people, and that comes out through your songs quite a lot. And maybe we'll get to talk about that a little bit later on in the program, but for now I want us to take a break as we want to know the kind of music that you listen to as well. You sing music, but you also listen to music. You have selected 2 songs on this show, and I want us to tell us your favorite third song. Any particular song?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of songs.
Yes.
My earlier part of listening was Bob. Bob was like our number one. All of us number one was Bob.
Yes.
And we listened to various Bob Marley songs.
Yes.
Until other artists came in.
Yes.
And we all have to listen the same way.
Great.
So to be honest, when it comes to the music, there's no favorite for me.
The reggae music in Jamaica has been phenomenal, and I think it's almost fair to say people know Jamaica because of reggae music. They could know it for other reasons, but when you talk about reggae, people think about Jamaica. When you talk about Jamaica, people think about reggae. Which artists do you think have contributed significantly to this success story of reggae in Jamaica, and I just want to hear from you because you're somebody who was born, raised in Jamaica, and you've done reggae music as well. Who are some of the major influences? If you can just tell me a few that come off the top of your mind, maybe 10 or something.
My number one influence was Bob.
Okay.
Bob was the main artist I would be listening to.
Yes.
And like my friends and colleagues, we will be listening to the same kind of music, but Bob was the number one.
Yes.
So, number one listener, everybody coming up was listening to Bob.
Bob Marley, yes.
A lot of young people say, oh, I would like to be like Bob,
Yeah.
Bob, you know. And different artists earlier time, you listen to Toots and the Maytals.
Toots and the Maytals, yes.
You know, people like those Heptones.
Yes, they
you know, and Alton Ellis, you
Yes.
know, DJ Uri, I-Rai.
Yes.
It's a mixture listening to various reggae artists' music.
I just wanted to know who you consider some of the reggae greats ever to come out of Jamaica. And it's interesting because the people that you've mentioned have really had a significant contribution to the growth of reggae music in Jamaica. It's simply astounding what you people have been able to do with that genre. It's a genre that has transcended the test of time. It has gone beyond what people expected it to be and has created a whole life out of people. It's a way of living. One thing that people always wonder is the connection between reggae music and Rastafarianism. First question though to you, are you a Rasta? Okay. So what is Rastafarianism according to you?
What is Rastafari?
Yes.
It's a liberty.
Okay.
You know, it's a culture. You know, it's like, I would say, the people in Africa should always remember their roots, history, and culture. It's the same thing.
Okay.
We back in Jamaica, we have to remember our roots, history, and culture.
All right.
Rastafari in Jamaica is a strong concept. It's a strong oneness.
Yes.
You know, it's a strong belief. You know, for as I say, one people is the same direction as Rastafari. We believe in one, unity, love, strength. It's part of the whole thing about Rastafari, equal rights and justice.
Yes.
You know, let your voice be heard. You know, don't be ashamed. Don't be feeling weak. Be strong. Move forward. You know, Rastafari stand up for all of what I talk about. You know, the people. You know, so for when I was like a young man, and I would see a Rasta man and people would look at him funny like he's crazy or doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. And I grow up, you know, and start to see for myself and get the full understanding that Rastafari is standing up for equal rights and justice, one for all and all for one.
So you say it's a liberty.
Huh?
Rastafarianism is a liberty. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
you say.
it's a liberty, a strong, firm liberty.
Is it a religion or it's a way of life? What is it? That's the part that I don't really understand about Rastafarianism. Is it a religion? As you'd say, Christianity and Islam and Hinduism and things like that. Is it a religion?
Yes, but a way of life. You know, a way of life is a serious thing. You know, you're living a way of life, which is the way of life to be living. So that is what Rastafari always present to the people, a way of life. Rastafari believe in one for all and all for one, equal rights and justice.
Yes.
You know, Rastafari stands strong. You know, Rastafari is way before our time. You know, but we come and see it and live it and love it. You know how many people Rastafari, you know, really influence, not bad influence, but a way of good influence. You know how many things Rastafari share with people who people never even have the understanding about a lot of these things. You know, it's like, I would say, Africa for Africa, and, you know, Rastafari is the same thing. We back in Jamaica. Jamaica is for Jamaican and for Jamaican and other people. That's the way it goes.
What's the connection between Rastafarianism and marijuana?
And marijuana?
Yes, because they seem
What are you talking about? Smoking herb?
Yes, herb.
There's no different. A man feel like smoke a little spliff, him smoke a spliff. See, that's the way it goes. It's like you heat the man who smokes cigarette after him done, heat him, light him cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, so Rastafari and weed smoking is part of the whole history. You know, it's not like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
You know, there's no crime, you know, to smoke a little weed. And it's part of the whole concept of Rastafari.
Yes. Does it bother you, though, that in some countries, like here in Malawi, weed is illegal? It's illegal to smoke weed. You can't just roll up a spliff and start smoking it. Does it bother you as a Rasta?
But no, why is it be like that? You know, then again, it's the law. You know, it's law, and you have to obey the laws and rules. So you know, if you do it and you've been caught, you can be punished. But I don't see anything in smoking a little joint. It's not like you're killing yourself. It's not like poison. You know, it's not like you're hurting anyone. You know, it's not something dangerous. You know, if it be dangerous, then everybody who smoke it will pass away. But it's not like that. But who is I to lay any rules in any country that is wrong? The government shouldn't have done that. Who is I? I can't say that. You know, you have to stick to the rules and the regulation of your country. You know,
if you had the opportunity to write the rules, would you make it legal to smoke weed?
It's legal. Right now it's legal, but I say it's rules. You know, you have to obey the rules.
Yes.
You know it's legal.
Yeah.
Do not. You understood? But if you do and you've been caught, you're going to be punished.
Yeah. Your wife, Sonia, I understand, is also a music producer. Is that true?
My wife?
Yes.
Oh yeah, my wife did everything.
Yeah? Yeah, and you have recorded music together, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So which one came first, the love or the music?
They work together.
They came together.
But the love is in the music and the music is in the love. Yeah.
Did you discover after loving her that she's music, or you discovered after the music that, oh, I love this woman? Which came first?
We worked together. She did a lot.
Okay.
You know, the foundation of the production, you know, it was her idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, I retired and I said, I ain't coming back on the road. And they said, you know what, I think you should go back on the road. So my wife was like that, and my sister-in-law also was like that.
Yes.
They were right behind saying that, you know, go back, you can go back, play a little music here and there. And so I came back,
yeah.
You know, and it was good.
Yeah.
Hundreds and thousands of people did miss I from the stage.
Yes.
And not coming back and singing all these songs for them.
Yeah.
And that is one of the main reasons we give the tour the name One People Tour, you know, 2024.
Yes.
As I said before, the tour wrapping up itself in Africa.
Yes. And that's where it started. It started in Africa and it's ending in Africa. This is Burning Spear, Winston Rodney. Your most recent album, No Destroyer, you talk about find the cure for cancer. And it's interesting because I think that comes around the time that you also lost your son, Kelvin, to cancer, to a brain tumor. Was there any connection between the song and the death of your son?
Well, the song, to be honest, I wasn't the one who really started that song.
Okay.
The first step was the idea of that song. It was my wife.
Okay.
You know, after what happened, you know, and she said, maybe I should look at it, see what I could come with. Yeah. And she helped me a lot with the song, you know. I was singing a lot of lyrics differently from what she was seeing or feeling. Okay. And along the way putting the song together, she helped me a lot by giving me lines. Say, try to sing this, yeah. You know, put this with this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way we create the song, The Cure for Cancer.
Yeah.
You know, the Cure for Cancer is a really strong song.
Yes, it is.
Just as how dangerous we know cancer is.
Yes.
You know, no partiality, don't mind who you is, you know. So that's the way that song came up.
Tell me about how the death of your son affected you. How was it?
It never stopped affecting me. It always affects me. You sometimes have to create a barrier.
Yes.
You know, and make it stay around here for now.
Yeah.
You know, especially when working. And especially sometimes talking to people when they get into that. It's like, it's different. It's like something getting to me.
Yeah.
So I try to be strong, you know, when we talk about cancer. Well, I've been there. I see a lot, you know, based upon what my son were going through, you know, but it's all right. Well, he been through it, regardless he's not here or not, but he did his part.
Yes. And back to the song. In the song, you sound like maybe people are not doing enough. I know maybe it was coming from a place of hurt after losing your son or things like that, but do you believe that scientists are not doing enough to find the cure for cancer, or you just think, come on guys, we can do something about this?
Well, there's a possibility, maybe they can find a cure, I don't know, you know, and it's a bad guy, cancer, you know, and he's impartial, he just do his cancer thing. So who knows, maybe in some future, you know, based upon generation, they might just come up with something to cure it, to control it. You know, yes, sometimes it can be controlled, but another time it just get out of hand,
Yes.
you know, and just do its thing.
Yes.
You know, so it's not something to really play around with, you know. It's something, it's a serious thing.
Yes. Tell me about anything that stands out for you in your music career.
If there's anything stand out,
Yes, anything that you will never forget.
there's a lot of things I never forget.
I can imagine that. For somebody who started singing in 1969,
Yeah,
there must be a lot.
You never forget how you get started.
Yes.
That is the first thing.
Yeah.
You never forget the first time you hit the road.
Yes.
You never forget the first time the company released your album.
Yes.
Things like those, you never forget.
Yeah.
That is how everything gets started. Never you forget your starting.
Yes.
You got to remember how you start, where it take you,
Yeah.
and the things you do as the artist.
Are there any regrets? Something that you wanted to do that you never did?
No, there's no regret.
Yeah.
You see, in everything you do, you're going to have ups and downs.
Yes.
And sometimes the road going to cool, and another time it's going to be bumpy.
Yeah.
You know, so you just adjust yourself to what come
Yes.
and continue.
And you have been acknowledged as one of the greatest reggae artists in Jamaica because you were actually given the Order of the Lion. I mean, it's a great respect. Do you think Jamaica appreciates you enough for the contribution that you have done to reggae music?
Of course, people appreciate Burning Spear and his music. That's where you get your first appreciation from, for that's where it gets started and how it gets started. A lot of appreciation from Jamaica people for Burning Spear. I can't complain about that.
You cannot
They
complain.
never turn their back on Burning Spear. Never.
Because out here it looks like Jamaica doesn't value this man the way, because here you are big outside Jamaica, you're big. But I wonder whether Jamaica really appreciates how big you are.
Yeah, they knew and they appreciate. Like, you know, it goes for all of us. You know, where you're from, you get appreciation and respect, but when you start to travel, it's even bigger than that.
Yeah.
Where you start to see different people start to listen to your works. You know, so it's vice versa, you know, but at least you get that appreciation.
And your music sounds, sometimes you listen to your music and I wonder whether you had any interaction with Culture, with Joseph Hill. Did you ever get to work with him? Did you ever, Joseph Hill?
Who?
Joseph Hill, Culture.
Yeah, culture, Burning Spear rub off on culture.
Yeah.
Well, culture was a man who listened to Burning Spear every day, all the time.
Yeah.
But I knew where he coming from, where he came from, and I usually go by there, stop and hang out, burn a little tree, and culture would be, jukebox. Those time is jukebox. You drop your kind, you select your song. Spear burning, spear culture would be. Yeah. I rub off on a lot of artists.
Yeah. In Africa, though, I think Lucky Dube still stands out in this part of Africa as one of the biggest influences in reggae because he really rose very far. But some people were saying that when you met, did you ever meet Lucky Dube, by the way?
Lucky Dube?
Yes.
Yeah.
And people said you were saying, that's not reggae music that you play, that is rumba. Is it true?
Nah. He's playing what he's playing, and he's playing it the best way.
Okay.
I don't see Lucky Dube playing no rumba. People, interpret other people's works the way they feel. Yeah. I don't know, maybe somebody might say Burning Spear not singing reggae. I don't know.
I'm yet to meet that person, though, who thinks you don't play reggae. We're getting towards the end of this chat, and a couple of things that I wanted to know from you. When you were coming to Malawi, this is your first time in Malawi. Did you know about Malawi at all? Apart from knowing it as a place on the map.
Well, I've been hearing about Malawi.
Yeah.
I never came here before.
Yeah.
And I came and I see, and I think Malawi is good.
Yeah.
I love Malawi.
Yes.
And the welcome was excited at the airport. I can't grumble about that.
Yeah.
I sit with the brethren.
Yes.
We play some drums.
Yes, I saw you doing that.
It was excited.
Yeah.
That was a nice welcome, Burning Spear.
Yes.
Appreciation. And I think the people ready for we to enjoy ourselves together tomorrow.
Yeah. And you're going to Kenya to do another show, I understand. Is that your last show? You said, this is my last show, and then you came back, and then this is another last show. Will you ever have a last show, or we still got more music to hear from you?
We're just working, we don't know where we're going musically sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes you come to be here, and unfortunately you find yourself going there and there and there.
Yes.
But it's all right.
Yeah.
As long as the time is right and everything is together, and we can make it happen together, we just go for it and do it for it. It's all about the people.
Should we still expect more music from Burning Spear?
The Spear is always musical.
Yes.
Always musical.
Yes.
Even when not working, I'm properly musical. But music is what I have. Music is what I is, and music is what I give. There's nothing else from Spear away from music.
Yeah. I want you to talk to the people about what worries you most, especially now you're in Africa, and maybe there are some thoughts that you have about Africa as a people and what you think maybe we are losing something, and as a people we need to wake up and start doing some things right. Is there something that bothers you as a human being to say, where are we going, people? Can we try to fix this?
I think number one, the history of Africa should be told in every school throughout Africa, east, west, north, and south. Let the kids know about what did take place in Africa. Tell the kids the truth. Create a subject. So therefore, when they start to make children, as I said before, their children will get the full understanding about what take place in Africa. But there was an invasion. It's true. It's not like we're making up something. These things take place in Africa. And how many kids today in Africa know the true story about Africa? And the true story about any country gets started in school. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't get it started in school, the kid gonna grow up and be big men and big women and have no understanding about their country. If someone should ask them something, they just stand up and looking, they can't answer for it. They've never been told in school about the question what been asked. So it's very important. Even back in Jamaica, it's very important for every school to be told about Marcus Garvey. Who was Marcus Garvey? Where Marcus Garvey coming from? What Marcus Garvey was standing up for? That should happen. All these things about great people and great place, they get started in the school. So your children became big person, big people, and they can share it with their children, as I say before, and then their children would share it with their children, and their children share it with their children. So every generation what rise up with the understanding about where they originally coming from and the things what their people been through before them.
You're 79 now. Watching you perform on stage, one can't believe that that's a 79-year-old man jumping there. Where do you get all that energy from?
From the people.
Or is it from the...
No, the people.
The people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smoking don't have anything to do with the work.
No?
No, the people.
Yeah.
It's the people.
When you see the people, you get the energy.
It's all about the people. Mm-hmm. I hit the stage, I hit it for the people. The people who keep me on the stage going.
Yes.
Without the people, we are nothing. Regardless music or whatsoever it is. And never you forget the people. Once you forget the people, you fall off line. That's why I said, don't look back on your losses, Africa. Don't look back now. Once you come together, you can gain more than what you lost. Not only Africa, other places. It's the same thing. If we're going to sit down every day and we grumble about, ooh, God, blah, 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 that don't make no sense. You have to move. Keep moving. Keep doing. That's the way it goes. But I will say it again. It's very important for every child to get the full understanding about Africa. But this is where they originate from. This is where they live. This is where they school. They must get the understanding about what happened. What happened if one of them children start to ask them, Mommy or Daddy, what was Africa like?
Yes.
What is Mommy or Daddy going to say to the kid? Nothing. But he or she never been told about the true history of Africa. It's not a shame. It's happened. And once it happened, it's on the record. It cannot be changed. East, West, North, and South Africa, they all been through the struggle. We've been through the struggle back home too, at a different time. And as I did say before, yes, the time is right now for back in Jamaica for a subject in school at Marcus Garvey, a public holiday at Marcus Garvey. All these things should happen. And I will never stop talking about that. It's like in Africa. It's the same thing. Some things must be told, and the beginning of telling this story is in the classroom.
Yes.
Otherwise, the youths, they will rise up, and if somebody asks them a question about Africa, they can't answer. Why they've never been taught in school about Africa. It's very important.
I've got a set of questions which I would like to ask you, to which you can only answer yes or no. But first, I want you to tell me your full name. What's your full name?
What's my who?
Full name.
Full name?
Yes.
Winston Rodney Burning Spear. That's me.
Do you have any tattoos?
Huh?
Do you have any tattoos?
Tattoo?
Yeah.
I don't do tattoo.
Do you have any piercings?
Nah, I don't do those things.
Do you have children?
Children?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Gun?
Yes.
I don't need no gun.
Have you cried over someone?
A gun?
No. Have you cried over someone?
Nah.
No. Have you fallen in love before? Yes.
In love?
Yes.
Every day I fall in love.
Have you
There's not one day pass where I don't fall in love. Every day.
Have you killed a chicken before?
Huh?
Have you killed a chicken before?
Chicken?
Yes.
No, I don't do that.
No, you don't. Have you gotten into a fight before?
A fight?
Yes.
Every kid grew up fighting.
Have you gotten any surgeries?
What?
Surgeries.
Surgery?
Yes.
No.
No. Have you donated blood?
Huh?
Donated blood? Have you ever donated blood?
Long time ago.
Have you ever smoked weed?
Weed? I smoke a little tree, of course.
Do you smoke weed?
I burn a little tree.
Have you ever drunk alcohol?
Alcohol.
No, you don't.
I
Would you drink alcohol?
Huh?
Would you drink alcohol?
I don't need to do that.
Have you broken someone's heart?
No.
No. Have you?
Where the hell you get these questions? Where you get these questions from?
I'm getting them from here. I've got the last question. Have you had a crush on anyone?
No.
No, you've not. And we ended
What do you mean
there.
a crunch on anyone?
A crush.
Crush?
Crush, yeah. Like, you know, you see someone and you like them and you fancy them. Like, I think that's a nice person going there.
No, that is Mama.
That's Mama.
Yeah.
And we ended there. Thank you so much.
I have all the crush on Mama.
What are some of the songs that you have done that stand out for you? I know you've done a lot, and don't say every song that I have done.
But of course, all the songs stand out.
Of course, of course. Any
You know.
particular ones?
Well, you know, Slavery Days is my number one.
Yes.
You know, if I when it comes to Slavery Days,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, when I write and sing that song,
Yeah.
I know I shook the world
Yes.
musically.
Yes.
But no one throughout the world
Yeah.
would think that a song like that could be written and sing.
Yes.
But that you're singing about slavery.
Do
Days
you remember the days of slavery?
Yes.
Yes.
You know the days of slavery was rough.
Yes.
You understand? And for a man to step forward and sing that,
Yes.
you got to be strong doing that.
Yes.
You know?
Okay. Any other songs? Slavery days?
If I should start naming it, we're not going to be able to
We're
live
not-
here. You know?
Something for you to take home to Jamaica, and it's from Bayer.
Okay.
They make different kinds of seeds, maize seeds, but this doesn't have maize seeds. This has a drinking bottle for you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when you have done a bit of singing and then you want a little
Yeah,
water,
cool.
you can have that. So
Okay.
this is from there to you. Hate for all, hunger for none.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yep.
And thank you so much for your
Yes,
time.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay.